Many of us have seen someone going through a divorce or seen the pain and hurt that it causes. Why is so many marriages ending in this way when it starts so beautifully? God values marriage, and in the U.S. today, the value of marriage has fallen. And we need to work hard to uphold the value that God has for marriage. I will validate that when the scriptures are put back into the lives of couples, and by the help of the church and community, the increases of marriages ending in divorce will decrease. To start, our Lord values the monogamous marriage and defends it so that it will not fall. Matthew 19:6 says that the man and woman are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. In Genesis, we see God creating Eve to be with Adam. And we read in Genesis 2:24, the man leaves his father and mother and is united with his wife. If this is so, why is so many marriages ending like this? Dr. Egg Riches states that when the husband honors his wife as first importance and she respects him as first among equals, their marriage works. Dr. Egg Riches shows in his book Love and Respect the crazy cycle that so many couples are in. And he points them to the energizing cycle. In the energizing cycle, the husbands use the acronym of COUPLE, which stands for closeness, openness, understanding, peacemaking, loyalty, and esteem. While the wives use the acronym of CHAIRS, which stands for conquest, hierarchy, authority, insights, relationships, and sexuality. To stop the crazy cycle and move to the energizing cycle. When couples stay committed to each other and work together to stay in the energizing cycle, there will be less looking around and more happiness within the homes. Ephesians 5:22 tells wives to submit to their husbands, and verse 25 tells husbands to love their wives. Moving on to my next point. God values humility and honesty, and these characteristics need to be within the marriage. In Galatians 5:13b, we are commanded to serve one another humbly in love. Dr. Gary Smalley talks about the destructive dance that so many couples are in, and how in the stem of this dance is fear. Agrisha says that the women fear being unloved, and men fear being disrespected. It is very important to realize that we have a choice to make when someone touches our fear button, and we need to be honest with ourselves and our loved ones, and with humility confront the problem with the Lord's help, and work to solve it. Proverbs 11:1-2 tells us that the Lord detests dishonesty, and with pride comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Furthermore, God values our love and compassion for others. Gary Chapman says that marriage was designed to meet our human desire to be intimate with and love another. Chapman goes on to say that we must be willing to learn our spouse's primary love language if we are to be effective communicators of love. Couples must be willing to do what it takes to love the other as well as forgive when forgiveness is necessary. For we are human, but we all make mistakes. It's important to remember what Dr. Clinton, Hardy, and Urslinger say. I can forgive only by the grace and mercy of God. In Matthew 6:14, we read how when we forgive those who sin against us, the Lord forgives us. Who would want to withhold the Lord's forgiveness? Therefore, what can the church and community do to help? Dr. Clinton and Urslinger suggest an intervention to help the couples prepare for marriage, a marriage enrichment course, and therapy when needed. These things are in place in several areas, and still divorce rates in 2005 were 3.6 per every 1,000 people, according to Stevenson and Werfers. Let us keep these programs in place and encourage more of them, for Stevenson and Wolfers also found in their research that the divorce rates were decreasing. Let us be willing to seek help from a counselor and be open and honest with ourselves and loved ones and seek the Lord's help at all times. Romans 12:12. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. Let us live life according to the Scriptures to do God's will. We need to stop looking around at the world for answers and go back to dig into the Scriptures to solve all problems and follow His way. Thank you.